everyone. This is Reena Makhijani from E-Club and you are listening to E-Club Stories. Today's story is about time. Not the kind we see on a clock, but the kind we choose how to use. Every village has something everyone depends on without thinking too much about it. In this village, it was the clock. Mounted high above the square, just opposite the tea stall, the clock decided when shops opened, when buses arrived, and when people hurried or relaxed without guilt. And then one morning, the clock started running 5 minutes late. No one noticed at first. But 5 minutes, as it turns out, can change more than you expect. The first complaint came from the milkman, who reached home a little later than usual and found the doors already closed. Then the school teacher arrived late for assembly and blamed the traffic. Soon after, the bus conductor argued with passengers who insisted the bus had left early. By evening, everyone agreed on one thing. The clock was wrong. It's slow, people said, standing beneath it and checking their phones. It's always 5 minutes late. The clock, of course, said nothing. It simply kept ticking at its steady pace, unaware of the trouble it had caused. At first, the villagers adjusted casually. Some laughed it off, saying 5 minutes hardly mattered. Others complained loudly, but continued their routines as before, trusting the clock the way they always had. Soon, however, 5 minutes became an excuse. I would have been on time, someone said, but the clock misled me. I missed the bus because I trusted the clock, another insisted. Even small delays began to feel justified. The clock became the silent villain of the village. Only one man did not complain. His name was Hari, and he ran a modest stationery shop near the square. He noticed the clock's delay within the first week, just like everyone else. But instead of arguing about it, he adjusted his routine. Hari opened his shop when his own watch told him to. He left for appointments a little earlier. He stopped waiting for the clock to decide his pace. When customers asked him why he was always ready before time, he simply smiled and said, I like arriving calmly. People laughed at him. Some even teased him. Why should you change? They asked. It's the clock that's wrong. Hari said nothing. As weeks passed, the village felt strangely unsettled. People were busier than before, yet always slightly behind. Conversations often began with apologies. Plans rushed. Tempers shortened. The tea stall owner noticed fewer relaxed customers. The tailor complained that people arrived in a hurry and left impatiently. Even festivals felt oddly tense. Meanwhile, Hari's shop became a place of ease. Customers lingered, conversations flowed, and work finished without panic. Nothing extraordinary happened there. And that was exactly the point. One evening, The village headman finally announced that the clock would be repaired. Everyone nodded in relief. On the day the repairman arrived, a small crowd gathered in the square. After a brief inspection, he adjusted the mechanism and stepped back. "The clock is fixed," he said. "It will now show the correct time." People clapped. Some laughed. Others checked their phones again, satisfied. Life, they believed, would return to normal. But something unexpected happened. Even after the clock was corrected, many villagers continued to arrive late. Habits had changed. Rushing had become natural. Responsibility had quietly shifted from themselves to the clock. Hari noticed this too. One afternoon, a young man stopped at Hari's shop and sighed. "It's strange," he said. "The clock is right again, but I still feel behind." Hari looked up from his counter and replied gently, "The clock never controlled your time. It only showed it." The young man frowned, thinking. Hari continued, "When the clock was late, some people waited. Others moved away. The difference was never the clock." The words settled slowly. The village clock still stands in the square today, ticking accurately, doing its simple job. People still glance at it, still depend on it, still blame it occasionally. But a few have learned something quietly important. Time has not changed its value because a clock runs late. And responsibility does not disappear because something outside feels wrong. So the next time you feel delayed, distracted, or behind, pause and ask yourself, am I waiting for the clock to change, or am I already changing myself? Tell me in the comments, what's that one habit you want to take control of this week? Subscribe to eClub, where stories help you speak better and live with clearer intention. And remember, time speaks quietly, but it listens carefully to those who respect it. Thank you for being here. I will see you again with another story.